viewers, and welcome to a very special 19th hole with Eddie and Mike. I am your host, Eddie Wooders, and alongside me, the majestic, the magical, the one-of-a-kind Mike Dunn.
Man, what an introduction, Eddie. Wow, I'm all fired up already. I can't wait. Let's get started.
Dude, if you think that's a good introduction, look at the guy in between us. Kyle Harrigan from the Mile High Disc Golf, the president of one of the biggest clubs in America. Kyle, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here tonight.
Oh, yeah,
Looking forward to it.
Kyle, you might be able to do a better job running our country.
I agree, actually. That would be great. Kyle Harrigan for president?
Nope,
Hey.
we'll stay local.
All right.
Steps, baby steps.
Look,
baby
man,
steps.
we have a big show for you tonight. There's a lot going on in Colorado this week, every week. It never ends. It doesn't end. And this week we have one of the biggest events coming on, the St. Patty's Day Meltdown. John Booth went out of his way to expand the courses, and boy, we got weather to talk about, Kyle.
Sure do.
I mean, not to jump in here, but now that we have our unofficial weather reporter, Sean Mullins and Trevor Gagstetter, on site giving us these updates, Eddie, it's pretty exciting to see a lot of snow in Colorado and still quite intimidating.
Look, Mike, I know you like to gamble, as do I. Kyle, would you bet against Trevor or Sean when it comes to weather?
Every time I bet against either of the two of them, I have lost majorly. So, yeah, I'd give it one more go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very, very big show. You know what? I talked to John Booth today. We'll get into that a little bit later. Jordan. Tell me his name, Kyle. You know it.
Jordan Jumpkins? Yeah, or Jumpkins, sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the name I didn't have last week, Mike, for the borrow box. This is the guy that's bringing the boxes to tournaments and letting people borrow discs, try them out.
That is just the raddest thing.
Dude,
and
are you kidding me? I think that is like one of the biggest cool things that's happening right now for players. Like rec players that are just getting into tournaments, they can walk up to this box and Jordan just lets them use them for tags. Is he at tags and tournaments?
He's kind of been around, but for the most part, is he was trying to get into the sport, and he was having trouble trying to figure out what plastic felt good for him. And as we all know, you got to throw the disc to understand.
You have to.
And it got really expensive, and I mean, right now it's hard to buy the plastic.
Yeah.
So he decided he wanted to get as much plastic as he could and share it with people.
Jordan, if you're watching the show or if you catch us at some time, please, I tried to reach out to you today. Reach out to me. I'd love to have you on the show. Mike and I want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got plastic. I'll even donate to that box, man. I think what you're doing is a really, really awesome thing, and we appreciate it here. I guarantee all three of us sitting at this table right now are thinking those are some style points, right?
Absolutely. He's a great guy and a great passion for the sport. And
Sweet.
So new to it. So
That's awesome. So we got Kyle Harrigan on the show. We also have Damon Henry from Random Acts of Kindness.
Woo!
He's going to be on the show. He's backstage, actually live right
He's
now.
in makeup as we speak, I believe.
Yeah, doing the New Member Monday for the Random Acts of Kindness. This is a huge group. I can't wait to tell you guys about it. If you remember, if you've watched since season 1, we had Damon here. And I believe he'll give us the exact numbers. I think maybe 500 members at that time. And when you get the number now, it's going to blow your mind.
Oh, man.
He's been doing great things. Let's jump right into the on the green section. Mike, what do you think about the St. Patty's Day Meltdown this week?
Well, I mean, I'm leaning towards the side of you better have your galoshes on.
It's going to be wet and it's going to be cold. Kyle, from a TD's perspective, seeing the weather report come in, seeing all the hype, obviously, on social media and things sometimes get talked up. But like we just said, when Trevor and Sean, these guys, they're predicting snow. And I don't listen to Gale Weathers. I'm listening to these guys, you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So what do you think is going to happen this weekend with that tournament?
Well, I know that John and his team are probably looking at it and going, all right, what are our contingency plans right now?
Right.
I've had to postpone 2 spring flings back-to-back years. The second round of AM just never happened. I had to move an entire pro day to a whole different day. But I had marks in my head. I said, all right, if this happens, this is what we're doing. We're moving things. So mentally I knew what was happening inside my head, and I guarantee that John and his TD staff are going through and going, all right, so Thursday night's rolling around. What does the forecast look like? What's on the ground? at the very least, can you get in one round on Saturday? Can you get the tournament rolling and going? Because postponing a tournament to an entirely new weekend, especially in Colorado right now,
You can't do it.
You can't not interfere with something
Absolutely
and potentially lose, 30 to 50% of your base. I mean, right
Absolutely.
now, I'm sure refund requests are coming in at 20 to 30 at least today with the forecast that we're seeing.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking to with John earlier, is that at this point, these player packs are kind of personally based, because as you know, like tournament directors, we have to, if you want to give a shirt, it's specific size, and meals, if you do a meal, so there's a lot that John has put into this. Not only in the player packs, but he expanded to another course to put more people in. So at this point, player packs have been ordered. There aren't extras, and if you drop out, it's almost at that point where you can't get you're not going to get a full refund. I mean, there's no way around it.
PDJ built in protections for tournament directors. I mean, as we all know, many of us aren't running tournaments for profits. There's very minimal profit that's coming out of a tournament. A lot of it's pride. So players whose spots are unable to be filled at this point are looking at saying, hey, I'm not going to be there, and John's looking at, okay, well, here's where you can pick up your player pack most likely. Depending on how things situate at the end of the week, and it's Colorado. We could end up with nothing on the ground and just some rain. It could be a beautiful St. Patty's weekend that people are going to regret dropping out of.
Yeah.
I don't want to step in here, but I believe you just heard Kyle say he's predicting a beautiful weekend.
You heard it here first, folks. Kyle Harrigan.
Yeah,
he is the president. But we got 200 players, right?
Yep.
And there's 20 on the wait list. The unfortunate thing is those wait listers won't get they'll get their money back, right? Because they paid for that. But if they get into the event, there's probably not going to be a full players pack. So the bottom line is, if you guys go up to this tournament, you're a wait lister, just be happy you got in, and don't give John too much grief, man. He's doing the best he can right now.
John's going to make the call that is right for the event and for
Absolutely.
the participants of his event, regardless of what he has to decide. I support anything a TD does. So.
What year was the Grateful Disc when Aggie Greens became a slush bowl? I played
the
that
same year
event.
Spring Fling became a slush bowl. So
Yeah,
I think
I
it was
played that event.
2016.
So don't whine too much, because I played Grateful Disc, and it was 2015 or 2016, and I'll tell you what, that was the most brutal tournament I ever played. But we played it, and it was fun. So, John, good luck, man. I wish you the best. It's going to be great. I know you'll make the right call. You're one of the best tournament directors in the state, man.
And I swear, some of the funnest events that I've heard from disc golfers are like during weather conditions.
Yeah.
They turn out to be different, exciting, not what they expected. And you know what it also does, guys? It mixes and changes up maybe the potential most likely winners, because when you have weather conditions, anything can happen. And so I'm going to say just good luck to everybody this weekend.
Yeah, it's going
And
to
wear
be
your galoshes.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Kyle, so you sat up at the Anheuser-Busch Stadium. Or
At the
bar
beer garden.
Yeah,
Yep.
the beer garden.
Up in Fort
And you
Collins.
were the co-TD
Correct.
of the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
How was it?
It was fantastic. This was a plan that Kyle Motti and I put together. We actually looked back and when did we start discussing this? So 2019 in October, we actually started saying, what are we going to do? Like, we don't have a Hall of Fame. Illinois had just kicked off their Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And Motti is from Illinois, so he's got some ties there. He's like, why doesn't Colorado have a Hall of Fame? We have amazing people who have come out of the sport. And so October 2019, Kyle and I started talking. We started formulating our board of directors. And so we have a 5-person board of directors.
Okay.
And our initial plan was at 303 Open in 2020, we were going to be announcing our inaugural class. As we all know, 2020 did not go anywhere near as we planned.
No.
So we kept pushing it along as long as we could. And then the Ultra Disc Golf Park came along, and Avery Jenkins. And we decided.
Such a great course.
Right?
It's beautiful.
It has a home feel to it, right? It's not just a course you're going out to on public land. It's got a base. It's got a celebration area. It's got everything that you would
An
want.
American icon.
Exactly.
You know.
And Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser brand being in there, and a phenomenal disc golf course designed by Avery Jenkins.
Yeah.
So we started the discussions and went up the corporate ladder. They agreed, and thus became the Colorado Disc Golf Hall of Fame, launching us to kick off this year with the Colorado Disc Golf Hall of Fame Championships.
Good job.
I
Good
give a
job.
lot of credit to
Good
Kyle
job.
Motti on this for bringing it to me,
You know,
and then
I
here
love
we
Kyle
are.
Motti, and I think we'll have him on the show sooner than later.
Yeah.
And you guys couldn't have picked three better first people to induct into this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Mike, we're talking about John Bird,
I mean,
Bill Wright, and can we get one big one?
Absolutely.
Ow!
Johnny Roberts himself.
That lineup
That
right
sets
there.
that sets a standard. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not
it's gonna
just
be tough to
anybody's gonna
top
get
that
in there.
next year. I'll tell you what.
That's-
it's gonna
that's
be tough
amazing.
to top that next year. Just a tidbit, Bill Wright basically helped Fly Green Disc Golf get started. Back in the day, when you try to get set up with the bigger companies, they tell you, you got to go through a distributor. And I ended up starting to buy discs from Bill, and the guy's is just awesome. He gave me so much advice being a newer disc golf store owner, and I love
That's
him, man.
funny,
I
Mike,
love him,
because
man.
do you remember when I opened the Colorado Disc Golf store? I came in here and asked you numbers, and you sat down and just opened it up to me. And so that's just Colorado love right there. So there's no better person than Bill Wright to get in there. Bill, thank you for all the tournaments you've put on in the state of Colorado.
We appreciate you, man.
John Bird, I know you're driving right now, trying to get back down to Arizona because you're a little cold-blooded.
Yeah, we don't want you freezing up here.
No,
We're about
no.
to get snow. So
Congratulations,
make sure you're
all three of you. And so I talked to John Bird. I called him today too. After I talked to John Booth, I called John Bird, and I said, what was the most special thing that happened during that weekend? And there were two things. So John Bird, for those of you that don't know, you're going to Google him as soon as the show's over. But I'll give you a brief rundown, and Kyle might touch on it too. But John Bird's designed several courses in the state. He's been a pioneer since early '70s in ultimate and freestyle.
He's got a ridiculously low PDGA number. I should know what it is.
387.
He runs many events.
387. I mean, that's less. Yeah, 387.
That's a Godfather status, right? So John said that he's in 3 Hall of Fames right now. He's in the Colorado Disc Golf Hall of Fame. He's in the Northern California Disc Sports Hall of Fame. And he's in, obviously, the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. And he said that this weekend, the feeling that he got being inducted to the Colorado Hall of Fame was the most overwhelming and important one to him.
I love it.
Because the people here know what he has done for disc
They
golf.
play the courses.
Yeah. So, John, love you, brother, man. That's so important. We love you. And then Erica, Kyle, what was the disc that Erica Weir, who won the Ladies Open division?
So every year, Innova allows their sponsored players, I believe, to award a stewardship disc. And John Bird was the obvious choice. Erica's first year being sponsored by Innova and being able to present something. John was also awarded that this weekend as well.
From Erica. So,
Erica and Innova.
Erica, that was a sweet move. Congratulations on your win.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Speaking of wins, Joe Rivera took the
Well, that was a big
Men's
shock.
Open.
It was less of a shock to me, although I just didn't think he was going to shoot 2 10-down rounds. I said the hot was going to be 8, and then Joe decided I'll beat you by 2, and he had to bogey each round too to make it even harder. Against it, right? 10-45 each round.
So
Come
you
on.
forgot Joe Rivera was going to be
No,
there.
I didn't forget it. I just watched Joe practice. And I thought 8 down was the max that any person could get. I mean, he cleared the field by 6 strokes.
Yeah.
Like, Joe's just a beast.
He is.
National Tour, Joe. It's time. National Tour.
He's the mental champion of disc golf.
Absolutely.
He is, Joe. You are the mental champion of the sport of disc golf.
Everybody make mental note of that.
Yeah, it's going to be his tour.
Can I just say one story about that?
Yeah.
Please.
So Joe messages me on, I think, Wednesday or maybe Tuesday, just like, hey, how late can I be on the course on Friday? And I was like, he's like, I need to get like
Practice.
4 practice drives on every hole. Like, it's not even I need to play the hole. I need to get 4 drives off on every tee.
Every hole.
Because I need to know every line that I could possibly
Kyle,
get to.
So, I think it was Cinco Cinco. I was running up at Shiny Mountain, right? We all, no, it was States. All 3 courses. Joe's parked in the parking lot at the clubhouse in his van, and he gets up like right before the sun. And I see him out there stretching, right? I'm like, good morning, Joe. You going to practice? He played a complete round before tee-up.
Yeah. That's Joe.
Insane, dude.
No question about the man who puts in the work.
No, I mean, that's where it's at. You win when you work,
Yep.
right? Good job, Joe.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Impressive.
So let's talk about Kyle Harrigan, the man, the myth, the legend.
Fair enough.
What's going on with you? So you're working on going pro at this point right now.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my transition from the amateur level to the pro rank. I've been kind of teetering with that for a while, working with the National Amateur Disc Golf Tour and playing a lot of those events, trying to get my mental mindset ready for that next level. You know, not really being full-time employee for the last almost 2 years. I've been
Didn't
able to
you
put
win the amateur tour last year?
I won the National Amateur Tour on the point series because there was no actual championships.
Okay.
I put the effort in to try to win the title of at least points champion, and I did take that down.
Okay.
Yep.
By how many points?
I edged out Josh Martin by about 200 points, and quite frankly, it could have come down to even closer if he would have been at just 2 more of the events that I happened to be at in Colorado.
So again, putting in work.
Yep.
Going to those events nobody else went to when it's windy, when it's cold.
Driving from Pueblo to Sterling the next day, like these types of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, put in work. You
Yep.
know what I mean? So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
I definitely wish you the best on moving forward. I want to see you become pro. I think you are such a great representative of the sport. You've done great things with Mile High.
Yeah.
You're moving forward in personal life, like going to that pro level, and that
Yep.
takes a lot of commitment. As president of Mile High, what are you guys going to bust out with? What can we expect from Mile High?
You know, Mile High, last year was such a weird year for clubs entirely, right? We saw an
Crazy.
explosion in members. We were somewhere in the mid 700s as far as members go last
Okay.
year. We were ordering tags later in the year than we'd ever thought we'd be ordering tags. I think October we ordered a batch of 100 and sold through them. Like, it was just insane growth, and especially when we had a 4-month hiatus really of
Yeah.
tags or anything organized. But Mile High, we're really focusing on our charitable contributions. Like, we're trying to figure out, you know, what is Mile High really about? And
Like
it's about
$23,000 to the food bank of the Rockies.
Exactly.
Like little things like that.
little things like
Just
that.
little things
we're
like
a
that.
Million Meal Club member for the Food Bank of the Rockies through the Winter Warriors and the Ice Bowl series, and that's because of the community. That's because of the community that we have around here and their support. But you know, when we look at it, we're more than just tags and other things. We're about what we can try to contribute back to the community. So,
Yeah.
you know, John has handed off Bird's Nest, and Bird's Nest is in my hands and the Mile High Disc Golf Club's hands.
Wait.
And we're trying to put love into it.
What?
Yep. So John's on the road. So Mile High
He
Disc Golf
is.
Club in Arvada, City of Arvada, are working together to keep things rolling right now. And like our biggest project, and everybody's going to talk about it, has always been Hole 4. Hole 4 doesn't have T-pads, and there's always been any number of excuses from Arvada of why that can't have a T-pad yet and why it doesn't have a T-pad yet, even though we have the funds literally sitting there to put this T-pad in. I actually just met out there with Ken, one of the park supervisors. We painted out the lines. We know what we're looking at. I'm going back out there tomorrow morning to repaint the lines in the color that the construction crew wants it to be in. But we're hoping that sooner rather than later, I can't commit to a time frame because we are kind of dealing with a third-party aspect here. We've got the projects in place to help make things get done. John finished up some great projects on there. If you haven't played Hole 7 with the new lifted island green there, it's one of the best features on the entire course. There's a brand new walkway. That was done by the Parks Department to help spruce up the area. The parking lot is slated to be paved in the next few months as part of their master plan in that facility is to keep disc golf there and to keep disc golfers happy with what they want to contribute to the course. They're seeing huge growth in Arvada, and I'm hoping that other municipalities are taking a sign of that and are looking at improving their course. Adams Hollow, if you haven't been out there, is starting to make improvements. Aaron was out there last week.
Yeah.
You know, so we are seeing municipalities make improvements and working with local clubs and groups. You see great things. So
Wait. Did you mention Aaron?
I did mention Aaron just because he's sitting right in front of me.
You know what? So I forgot something on the intro.
Yeah.
We had last week's contest winner, and that was a free entry to any Throw Colorado
Any.
disc golf event other than the Masters at Shining Mountain. And after talking with a few people, Kyle included, the question last week for a free entry to any tournament was, what was Eagles' average rated round through 4 rounds?
I know.
I don't want you to confuse me. What?
Well, I mean, if you want to get mathematical,
Here we go.
I'm just saying it was 1076.5.
You're right, Kyle. Does the PDGA recognize point something?
No.
So what do we? The answer is
Round up.
1077.
Yep.
And after reviewing the tape several times, our official winner, and I hope he just comes around here and pokes his head in front of the camera real fast, Mr. Aaron McKinney. Just show your face.
Woo!
Who's this guy?
Hey guys.
At the show every week. Team Throw Colorado member already, buddy. I mean, your tournaments were pretty much taken care of, so I mean, whatever.
So thank you.
Way to mess that up for everyone else. All right, Kyle.
Are you ready for the 60-second, 30-second, 20-second speed round, Kyle? I'm about to hit you with about 10 questions. You're going to give me the first answer you come up with at the top of your head. Are you ready? And
No.
go. Kyle, what's your favorite kind of beer?
IPA.
Kyle,
Woo!
forehand or backhand?
Backhand always.
Kyle, putter. What's the putter?
P2.
Kyle, what's the mid-range?
Mid-range. Oh, geez, verdict right now.
Fairway driver.
Fairway driver is going to be an FD2.
And the distance driver.
Distance driver is ballista, hands down.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
I did not eat breakfast this morning.
Chinese or pizza?
Always pizza.
Right on!
Woo!
Hell yeah, everybody.
Kyle, thank you
Harrigan,
very much.
thank you so much for coming on the
Shout out to
show.
Kyle.
Really
Woo!
appreciate it.
Shout out to Kyle.
Thank you very
Keep
much.
doing what you're doing, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you
Right
guys so
on,
much.
Kyle Harrington.
There he is.
Do a great job.
Wow. Hey, look at this. There's room at the table here for both of us. I'm ready for dinner. What's
So good.
Oh,
pizza,
man.
you said,
Well,
right?
next week we're gonna do the show on the on St. Patty's Day.
All right, I
How do you
like
feel?
that idea.
Right now, I was gonna cook a corned beef brisket with some
Oh,
sauerkraut.
man.
You in?
We will have smell-o-vision next week, so please tune in, because it's going to be pretty good.
Ice Bowl 2021 down in Cottonwood in
Wow.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
All right, so this is ran every year by Timmy Heenan and the Pikes Peak Disc Golf Club. This year it exploded. It went 1/3 higher than it did last year. Last year, I think they raised $6,000. This year, they raised $8,341.
Yeah, I mean, that's ridiculous.
And 600 pounds of food. This all goes to the
600
care and
pounds
share
of food.
down in the Springs. So congratulations, Timmy Heenan and Raymond Carr.
Little shout out to Santos Montoya for winning the whole thing.
Bro, so they had 27 holes and Santos shoots -24.
I mean, it's a decent little round, right?
I mean, whatever. I probably would have hit 25. I'm just kidding, Santos.
Yeah,
Don't hit me. Don't hit me
seriously.
up like that. That was a great shooting.
Sick work.
The
brother.
raffle was huge for that place. They had 5 baskets alone, like 4 bags.
That's insane.
100 disc, all kinds of stuff. So
That is so
everyone was a
awesome.
winner, really. You know what
That's
I mean?
so awesome to see. I mean, the growth is
150
just growing.
players. 150 players at Cottonwood. That's a huge number at that
I mean,
course.
75 used to be huge. Let's get to it.
You know what? What's on that long drive, Mike?
You know what?
The Pro Tour is making some racket right now.
Yeah, I mean, you
If you
can't.
guys
Paul
haven't-
Macbeth can't be the only one to make big money.
No, dude. If you
right?
haven't, and if you haven't seen what's going on with the Pro Tour right now, this is the next step closer to Pro Golf Association.
Yeah,
Okay?
this is.
You can't get any higher than having a tour card.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So next year, 2022, DGPT is actually handing out the tour card, and it's going to be handed out to the top 72 men and the top 36
What an
ladies.
honor that's going to be.
Which basically means, like, when there's a big tournament, like, you don't have to be punching numbers.
No, and you
You're
should
already
have
in.
to.
No, you shouldn't have to. And so it's basically going to replace the tour pass that they have right now, just making it a little more exclusive. And
Invite them to more events.
Look.
Make sure that those players are playing in these top events when they can.
well, how do you make them play? Mike?
We just talk number
Bring the
one.
money.
Well, we do that, but we also make sure that they're welcome at all the events.
Absolutely. Give them a pass right now. Give them a tour card. They walk up to registration. They show the card. It's like a VIP pass.
Yeah,
You
you
know
are
what I
in.
mean?
Now let's talk money, because let's see. Last year I remember right, Eddie, They were talking about $15,000 for
Right.
the women, $15,000 for the men. But when the event showed up, what happened, Eddie?
They bumped it to $20,000.
$20,000.
So what they do this year?
Well, I mean, you know, $20,000 isn't going to be enough, Eddie.
Let's break records then.
Hell yeah! So
25.
$25,000 payout to the top men,
Yeah.
$25,000 payout to the top women.
Yeah. With $150,000 total
Payout.
incentive to the payout. So congratulations to the Disc Golf Pro Tour right now,
Yeah.
because you
And thank
guys
you
are really
guys.
stepping it up
Seriously,
right there.
thank you guys.
It's amazing what they're doing.
Yeah.
The Memorial Championship.
I mean,
Bro.
it's crazy because last year was a little bit different. Obviously, this time of year we were all going into panic mode and freaking out. And I'm hopefully now where people are getting more comfortable wearing masks and being quarantined and doing all this stuff. But the season's kicking off, and it's kicking off pretty hot, Eddie.
Yeah, and I mean, when this tournament kicked off, Mike, we're talking about getting comfortable, and I don't know. This is bittersweet for me. The Memorial has always been one of my favorite events to watch, and you know, I've never actually played in it. Obviously, I'm not that damn good, but
You really like that
I've
big
never-
fountain, huh?
I like it. I like what the pros say about it, and now it's not a part of the pro tour anymore, and that's just something to me that I just don't understand. You know what I mean? And the numbers were low this year, if you ask me, on the professional turnout, on how many. There was only 18 professional ladies in this event. Like, I mean, I don't know what we have to do to bring it back into that pro tour level, but the Memorial's an important event for a lot of people, and,
Yeah.
and it just, you know,
It
once I
should
heard that
definitely,
news,
it should be considered because it just fits so perfectly. You start in Vegas, you
Thank you.
work to Arizona. I mean, so we don't really know the logistics behind a lot of it.
We
but
don't.
What we do know is we want to bring it back. So whoever's listening, whoever's talking,
Well,
whoever's
I've reached out to Keith Murray, who's the tournament director. I've reached out to him a few times. Keith, if you're watching this, man, I do really honestly want to have a good talk and just see what direction you're trying to go in with the Memorial, and if that was your decision or if that was their decision. The Memorial's a big event to me. And it was sad this year to see that some of my favorite people, Jennifer Allen, number one,
man, you know,
wasn't at that event. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah.
you know, my biggest highlights from that tournament are some of her throws.
right.
You know what I mean?
And
So
Jennifer, as everybody knows, is a nurse, and she was committed to being at the hospital and
Yeah.
working and
Yeah.
making sure she was taking care of people first. And
she's
so,
kind of like a robot, to
Once
be honest.
again-
She's like an awesome mom, an awesome disc
Yeah.
golfer, and an amazing nurse, frontline. So, it just sucks. I didn't want to hear that news about the Memorial. But anyway, you know, we had some winners from the Memorial. We can
So
talk about
let's talk about how many players showed up for this event.
380.
380, and you know,
Only 104 open men.
only 104. So, how do we fit all 380 people on an event like that?
Well, tee times is the obvious answer.
Right. So,
Stretch it over a few days is another. I mean, there's ways to make it happen.
exactly. But what I guess I was really pointing out was more so, we talked tournament directors. We had Kyle here earlier. You guys I just want people to understand what it takes to run a tournament and to put on an event that is memorable.
Yeah.
I'll stop drinking my water, and
Oh, Mikey.
and really give people an opportunity to make an experience happen. And when you have 380 people, boy,
We're
I
already
don't-
working hard enough. Now you throw all this other stuff on top of us, limited amount of people, and rolling this, and hand wash that, and cover this. It's a lot.
So
It's a
shout
lot.
out to all tournament directors across the country.
Absolutely.
Keep doing what you're doing because the sport's growing, and we got to go through some growing pains every once in a while. You get
Yeah.
a little pinch.
Yeah. So Paul took it down. I heard a couple rounds early, and on the coverage, people were like, "Oh my God, Paul's just got this contract, not playing." I mean,
Yeah.
I see his name, right? This is the fresh press release, isn't it? Is this?
Yeah, we were talking about Joe
Oh, yeah,
Rivera.
that's
We were
custom.
talking about
That's custom.
preparation. We were talking about
That's official paperwork,
ready
and that
for the
says Paul
game.
Macbeth, does it not?
Yeah, and Paul Macbeth is a perfect example of that too. We talked about Joe earlier, and Paul, truly, you want a guy that's prepared for an event. Want to knows where the shots need to be. You know, want to know where he wants to park his drives. That guy has his stuff together.
He does. He's just all around good. You know, you could put him on any course, whether it's a long, short, whatever it is, technical. Just it doesn't matter. Paul is going to bring his game together. He's not. It's going to be hard to win every single tournament all year long.
I mean, the expectations just get set there because of where he's at and the level he's playing at. But what's happened to them? That brings other players to those new levels,
I have
and
one
sometimes
question.
higher levels.
Anyone that's hating, I have only one question. Are you getting paid $10 million? Shut up.
Exactly. So let's keep
Yuleberry?
moving. Let's keep the show
Yuleberry.
rolling.
We got second place.
Yep.
I love Yuli.
I love Yuli too, man.
Anthony
Paul, we'd love to
Brilla,
have you on the show.
Anthony Brilla take down 3, and then
That kid is hot.
Greg Barsby, who throws the Scorpius, which is by Millennium, which is the greatest driver of all time. If you've never thrown one,
That's
suggest
another
you get
show
one.
in its own right.
Anyway, Greg Barsby and Josh Anthon
Yeah.
tied to take up the top 5. Had some conversation with Josh Anthon. I'm just so happy to see his name up there right
Yeah.
now.
That you can throw, man.
Bro,
And there's
look.
controversy in the sport, and those things happen. What's key for the player is that they keep their focus. They keep their attention, they stay straight.
Yeah.
And you know what? You got to forget about your past and remember what's going on in your future. So keep doing what you're doing, bro. We love you.
Speaking of future, what's new with Mike?
Wow, I guess we're moving fast now.
Yeah,
you
we
know
are.
what? I guess we're going to move into Mike's super speed mode. I'll tell you what's going on, Eddie. Today, one of our good friends and artist, Mike Bonner, released through Fly Green, the Fly Green Edition Freebirds. I wish you could see these better. The art is dope, this flag art.
So I heard something about this. Let me see it.
And more importantly, these were actually stamped on FAFs. Everybody knows what the FAF stands for.
Fast is furious.
Yep, something like that. But Innova actually allowed us to stamp these on FAF Firebirds, and these are Luster Champion, and just awesome. And Mike did some amazing artwork on that.
Does that say Star Firebird and Champion Plastic? I'm just wondering right there. I was talking to Bonner, and it says Star Firebird right there.
It says Firebird, Freebird. Anyway, we also got one of our biggest orders of Castoplast we've ever gotten in, over 400 Castoplast discs. And yes, we got Bergs in. I don't know if you can see in the background. Yes, we got Glow in.
How many Castoplast?
Over 400. They morphed both those orders together
No
and
way.
sent them all at once. I mean, we have an entire section of Castoplast now. So it's 8 rows high, 5 rows across. That's 40 rows. Each one holds 12
400?
discs. I can't do that math that fast, but I probably could. 480 discs right there, plus the glow in front. Bam!
Woo!
Take that,
all right.
third grade math teacher,
That's what's new
Dr.
with Mike.
Donahue. Huh? Gave me a D. Show that guy.
Have you heard of Damon Henry?
Dude, I love that guy. I've met him once before, and he might be my roommate.
Make him say, where's Damon Henry?
Well, I mean, so what are you going to do to get Damon out here?
I
You
don't
got
know.
to play the theme song?
Is he still
or-
alive?
I think Damo is actually filming live his own show, which, I mean,
he's coming though, it sounds
Random
like.
act of
Damon Henry
kindness.
from behind
and
stage.
so we're going to make a little move here. Let's welcome Damon Henry to the 19th hole, everybody.
Woo!
Good. How are you guys? We
Haven't
got some
seen
viewers going too tonight. So.
Haven't seen you since this morning, Damo, and you were in the bathroom for way too long.
Random actors of kindness.
Hey,
Welcome to the 19th hole.
thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, but what great timing.
Right.
And welcome all the random acts of kindness participants taking place in the show. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but might as well just break into it. How many members do you have on your channel now?
Right now we have just under 5,300 members.
How many did you have the first time you came on the show?
First time I was on here was just under maybe 500.
And we
Somewhere
thought
around
that was pretty cool.
I thought
So,
that was
wow.
yeah,
okay,
that's
what a-
really
what a-
cool.
And now look what you're
I
doing.
had no idea that
It's
we'd
the
be
beard.
where we're at.
I'm pretty sure it's the beard. They see your
Yeah,
profile
they're growing
picture,
on
you're
it.
like, he's a friendly guy. I could cuddle him. Damo, so what's new? What happened with Facebook recognizing the group?
Yeah, so it was National Random Acts of Kindness Day was on the 17th, and the Facebook app group had reached out to me and said, "Hey, we're trying to just showcase a group that is on Facebook, and we've seen what you're all about and how you handle your group and everything, and we would like to support you." Granted, they have over 2 million viewers on their
Wow.
page, so I was like, "Ooh, okay." So
But
they
there's
ended
a
up,
goal. There's a goal for you.
yeah, right. So they ended up putting our group, the Random Acts of Kindness (parentheses RAOK) on theirs, and usually every week I do New Member Monday, which is live right now, and I read all the names of the people that have joined throughout that week.
Yeah.
On average, it's maybe 35 to 45 people.
It has skyrocketed lately.
And I was a little nervous because all of a sudden the members just started clicking like crazy, and I think we added like 600 members in one day.
Wow.
Do you,
And I was like, I'm not going to sit there and I can't read 600 names because.
do any of those names stand out to you?
Yeah, I think I have one member right now that's actually here tonight, and I welcomed him. To,
If he shows
the
his
show,
face again,
so-
he owes me dinner.
No?
No? Yeah,
Come
no.
on.
There we go.
Another guy.
Right there.
Thank you.
Eddie
Honestly.
blew that
Yeah,
one,
that's
and he
it.
didn't say a steak
Yeah.
dinner, so he's gonna get a
Shout out to
99
that.
cent
Dude, that's a lot.
value deal.
So, Damon, oh man, it's with a heavy heart, I have to say, you're leaving us.
I am. This is my last month here, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
But we're going to Sundance next, what is it, the 19th?
The 19th.
19th, we're going to Sundance, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, and now we got a great place to come visit in Iowa.
No
Yeah.
doubt. So
Yeah.
Damo's going back to his hometown to go to work where he started his career at.
Yeah,
Which
West Des Moines, Iowa is
That's
where I
awesome.
started,
I mean-
and it's come full circle. I moved out here in 01, and with COVID, it kind of really puts into perspective,
What's
what
important.
family is
Yeah.
and what it's all about.
So you'll
and-
be by mom and dad.
Yep.
All the family.
Yep.
OG
Gotta leave my
disc
my brother and sister-in-law Jen are still here, and the boys Devin and Drew. So it was a tough
Yeah.
decision to do, but
You guys remember? Was it Devin?
Yeah, Devin and I did the
Devin
Pocky
did
Chip
the
Challenge.
hot chip challenge on the Random Acts of Kindness.
Did that live.
That was amazing. I think you were faking a little bit.
Ah, no, there was
Did
no
you ever
faking
play
on
in the
that. I'm
NBA?
telling you.
Come
Yeah.
on, man.
I'm not a soccer player. I don't flop
You
like
weren't
that.
acting
Oh,
I'm a disc golf player.
Man. So Damo, tell us what's in store for you for Random Acts of Kindness in 2021. You got any big plans?
I'm just gonna keep the course. Obviously it's just promoting and making it known that kindness is what it's all about. It's the easiest thing you can do, and I wish that everybody would just take kind of a little step back and realize that it's those small little things that you can do for people. It's the smile and while you're driving,
The
or
power
something
of
like
the
that,
smile,
or,
my
the
God.
hug to someone that needs it. And one of the things I love about this the disc golf community is you see nothing but people at tournaments and just tag matches and things like that are
Just like this
supportive and-
Jordan guy, like putting out the borrow boxes.
Yeah,
You see that?
yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think kindness and sportsmanship when it comes to competitive sports and everything is very important. Unfortunately, there are some people that are out there that kind of bring your game down when that negativity starts, and that's not what they just want to be out there to support your fellow.
You got it. And the
your fellow
one
disc
thing
golfer,
I've
no matter
learned,
what, and
Damon, is you know what? In any situation, you can probably pull the bad out of any situation, but can you find the good in something? Because no matter what's happened, for a perfect example, the COVID situation was really challenging. The store was closed for 6 weeks. We all went through tough times.
yeah.
My heart goes out to anybody that has lost anybody during
tough.
all these times. But you know what? We found the good in it. The sport grew, and we actually, I mean, when I think of 2020, it's weird because I guess my brain thinks differently, but I like to think and find the good in things. And I
Yeah, it
think
was a
that's a
growth
perfect
period.
Yeah.
example of what
Yep.
Random Acts of Kindness is saying and doing is just by thinking a little bit differently and how you make it through your day.
Yeah.
And that spreads like wildfire, as you've seen. Look, we went from a short time ago, 750 members, now over 5,300 members. And I'm willing to bet in a short time it's going to be 10,000 members.
What's crazy is the Facebook, they give you the data of how far reached you are. And right now there's 77 countries that have people that are part of the group. It's amazing. And so, you know, when I get back,
Konnichiwa.
I have maps, a map of the United States and a map of the world, and I have little dots that I put on there and show where in the heck we are. And it's amazing to see how far reached we have become.
Man.
So,
that is incredible. Now it makes sense what he's been doing in his bedroom all this time.
So not only are you, I mean, a great humanitarian, but you're a disc golfer.
I am a disc golfer, yeah.
So we played the other day out in Craigley Pines, and I mean, given what it is, because I never want to just come out to a course and just beat somebody up. You know what I mean? Because you know, once you beat someone down too hard, it just like busts their spirits. Right? I've got little brothers, so I let you have most of those.
I think you did, yeah.
Right, but 11 down. After coming back from, you played Vegas.
Yep.
You played
LBC.
You played decent. Vegas,
And,
all right.
just for the record, Eddie, what place did your team finish in? I know my team came in second.
What team? You have a team?
Well, no, we played doubles event. We're talking about.
Oh
this past
no!
Sunday.
Oh, you're talking about the doubles?
Yeah.
Oh well, I forgot you were playing. Yeah, me and Aaron actually got first.
First and
First
what?
runner-up.
Sucking?
All right, no, we're just messing with you. Damon shot a fire round, bro. What were you doing? 11
Dude,
down.
seriously, you made like a 50-footer. I mean, you had a couple of drives that were seriously just
Dude,
parked.
Come on.
I'm playing with legendary partner Ben. Fairly creative
That
designs.
guy's
If you guys ever need
fairly
designs,
good
that dude's a
punter.
beast. But
he's a ginger beast.
No, you did good, and you got picked up by a team this year.
I did. This one team called Throw Colorado.
Wait, they got you?
I guess I roped him into it.
They
Tricked him
must-
somehow.
They must be paying you a pretty good penny to be on that team.
You know,
so-
There must
the
have
stipend and travel.
there must have been a little
expenses.
loophole in the fly green
There's
disc
a
golf
reason for that.
contract, because obviously you were able to bring both of us together. Maybe we can get Throw Colorado at some of your new shirts.
There you go. There you go.
Easy now. Now, Kimberly and I talked about it, man, and like the most important part was just the energy you bring off the course, on the course, online, and that's the big one these days. You know, you can run into people on the course that are, you know, they're friends, they're great people, and then the online version is just they can't, you know what I mean? So to have that all-around personality, there's nobody better to take the spirit of Throw Colorado and the givingness and the toy drive and the tournament and the feel and the camaraderie, take it to Iowa.
Oh yeah.
And then tell us what we can do to help you blow it up there,
Yeah.
and Mike will help you out.
Ditto, you know what we're saying. We're all talking together.
Yeah.
Obviously, Damon's not only doesn't do an amazing thing in the community, he's a great disc golfer.
He
He's
is.
also one of our closest friends. We love him dearly. We're going to miss him. And, well, I'll tell you what, Damon, obviously you're welcome at our place anytime. I know you're welcome at Eddie's place, and we hope you make it back to Colorado real
I'll
soon
get
and
back.
play some disc golf with us. Keep doing what you're doing. And I think it's this time around it's Eddie's turn for the 30-second questions.
Oh geez.
So we figured, what the hell, we'll go ahead and add this to any guest. So Eddie's going to go ahead and hit you with these questions. We'll learn a little bit more about Damon.
All right.
Tattoos,
Yes.
favorite music,
Beastie Boys.
Chinese or pizza,
Pizza.
boxers or briefs,
Briefs at the moment.
up or down.
Up.
That's all I
Blonde or
got.
brunette?
That's pretty dang good.
Ginger.
Yeah! All right.
Hold on. Putter,
Wizard.
mid-range,
Cax.
fairway driver,
TL.
distance driver.
Wraith.
Dude, I gotta tell you, I kind of dig that little part there.
I
Just
do
it's a
too.
little shout out to any manufacturers, everybody, and
Favorite disc golf store.
Fly Green.
Quick
Like
shout
a
out.
candy store for disc
Quick
golfers.
shout out to my co-host Mike Dunn. As always,
Oh, yeah.
I always want to thank you. Mike Dunn has the best disc golf store in the entire state.
Oh,
Very generous.
hands down.
Lets us come shoot this show and take up his evening when he could be at home. what? Like
Doing
watching-
what? Like
Making
ordering
cookies.
discs?
Yeah. All right, so why don't you just hang out with us till the end of the show?
All right.
All right, so
cool.
let's talk about some random acts of kindness real quick. Aviary, throw those up real quick.
Yep. Just in case, we'll have these here. This is the logo kind of thing. We're gonna have them here, so it's always one ripple at a time. You know, one little act of kindness can create ripples that will last forever. What it is just geared on. You know, maybe you see somebody doing something fun and kind, you want to write it down, and then you can pass it forward. Again, it's that thing that just keeps on giving. So I'll keep these here for you guys.
Well, I
Here's
mean,
the website,
it's-
the Facebook group.
It's not as simple as it sounds because this little piece of paper just reminds you of little random acts of kindness. It's easy to overlook them. Somebody holds the door open for you, or whatever it is.
Or you hold the door open for the little old
Right.
lady.
So
Yep.
no, thank you. That was awesome, man. We were talking about Pikes Peak earlier and the Ice Bowl. This weekend they also ran a work day at Aviary because Aviary Fools is coming up. That tournament, the 3rd and 4th of April. They had 50 people show up to their work day this
Did
weekend.
you really expect? I'm sorry. Did you
That's cool.
expect anything less? The disc golf community, in Colorado, the disc golf
That's-
community across the country.
Yeah. I mean, 50 volunteers though to come to a work day. Actually, that's pretty good.
I bet they got some stuff.
They did. They
done.
put a bridge on 14. I know that was one of the biggest things they wanted to do. If you
Did they
played
get
it.
that windmill done that I've been asking about on 13?
Yeah, and it's actually powering all the glow lights.
Oh man, I can't
Yeah, it's-
wait to play that.
That's false advertising.
Cleaning the sport.
Exactly. Good energy. Congratulations to
Man,
you
I
guys
tell
down
you
there.
what, I know
Ted
we gotta get
Krieger,
this thing
Raymond
wrapped up.
Carr. So look, man, we had a great show. We had a great show.
I love
Let's
it.
hit that outro because we've got a couple announcements for next week. Mike Corella, the Dragon Wagon. If you guys haven't seen this, check out Mile High. Look up Mike Corella. Do you know Mike with the Dragon Wagon?
I don't know.
He's been working on this cart design for the last several years.
I mean, do
And
you know what Ferrari is?
that's kind of what
Yes.
this is.
Do you know Lamborghini?
Do you want batteries on it? Like, he tested this thing out at Beaver Ranch, and they're actually interested in buying a few of them and renting them
Nice.
to golfers. It's
I
on
tested that
lithium
thing
batteries.
out. Not only did it putt for me,
You got you a date? No. Quit it.
anyway.
Next week, we got Mike Grilla and we've got Raymond Carr from Prison.
That's
The guy
awesome.
that brought
Doing some
Prison.
great stuff.
Yeah, man. I mean, those are just fun events, right?
Man, you know what? Not to shout out Flagman, but we gave them for Frizen.
I know.
We gave them one of our new Pro Line Performance Disc Golf 24 chain baskets,
Yep.
and somebody's gonna win that sucker. And if you guys want one, we got them on sale still for
Prison runs
$99.
from March till August, or maybe September, depending on when their last event is, and then they take from like September up to
What
March
they're
off.
doing is some of the raddest stuff, though. It's like more of a little chiller event. They're
It is.
kind of laid back.
No pressure.
And they put on an awesome tournament.
Yeah, so shout out to Raymond Carr and Brittany
Oh,
Twist.
yeah.
You
We
guys
love
do a
you
great
guys.
job.
We love you.
Look, we love you guys. Thank you to Kyle Harrigan.
Also does
Damon
an amazing
Henry.
job.
Yeah,
19
thank you.
hole.
Next week, we're hopefully we're gonna have some other amazing guests on the show. And as weeks come, I don't want to blow it yet, but we've got a big name pros gonna be on the show in the next couple of weeks.
Wow.
So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Damo, love you, brother.
Love you too, guys.
You my dog.
19
All our
holes!
I'm getting-
We're ready to
fans.
go!
Woo!